Greetings. Greetings from the Council of 12. We're delighted you're here. We invite you to receive the light that we're offering. And there's great light that's coming to each and every one of you. We open the flow of liquid light from the heart of the divine. And just imagine that you're in this beautiful crystalline waterfall, like a tropical waterfall, and it's the perfect temperature. And the sunlight is glistening on the water crystals. So there's rainbows all around you, refreshing your auric field and cleansing and clearing, clarifying your field. And these are very intense times, and we're quite aware that it's challenging for almost everyone to keep from taking on some of the despair, the fear, the chaos that's all around us. That's because you love well. It's because you have a big heart. And that's a beautiful thing about you. And it's also wise to learn how to stay sovereign in your own field, to keep bringing your energy back to you, arriving in now. And when you want to feel for the world, instead of my heart goes out to you, go sit in your heart, be centered in your heart, bring spirit into your heart, open and ask for flows of light in your heart. You can ask Kuan Yin to absorb the suffering, your suffering, and the suffering of the world. You can invite the mother goddesses to enfold everyone you think of who needs special care. And in doing that, you're becoming a part of the solution. We encourage people to watch as little news as possible because it seems to amplify all that's challenging and fear-producing and despair-inducing. So as little news as possible, and when you do catch news, how about becoming the prayer for what you want instead? So you hear about war and you say, Spirit, we're asking for no more war. So you just overwrite the newscast. No more war. Assist this species in learning ways to cope with our anger, to cope with whatever our emotions are that do not include violence. On behalf of all humanity, all womanity, I ask that the violence on this planet be dissolved, that violence as a coping mechanism gets replaced with ways of loving and ways of embracing all of humanity. So we know that these days have been extraordinarily difficult for so many of you, especially with the school shootings. That children would be killed for no real reason. And so there you can hear the news or you can say your prayers and broaden it into what you want instead. So no more school shootings, that's great. Universe, I call upon however many million miracles it may take to keep children from harming children and to keep young people from using guns, people of all kinds, from using guns to harm others. So what we call for then would be that all young people get trained in social skills. Why not start in kindergarten? Social skills and communication skills. How do you speak with others? How do you say what you want? How do you express yourself in ways that are honoring and respectful of the other person? And how do you listen? Wouldn't it be interesting to teach 5, 6, 7, 8, 9-year-olds how to listen? And they go home to their mom and dad and say, let me tell you what I learned in school today. You talk about your feelings and I'll just listen. Because my teacher said, if you're present when somebody's having feelings, that's the gift. So can I give you that gift today? You see that when we train people very young in these skills for interactions and social relations, we shift that underpinning that we find in almost all the violence, the school shootings, of a person isolated, a loner, a person who wasn't getting their needs met with other people. And even in groups, very quiet. So we have a school system that only appeals to a certain range, but the range of how children are and how people are is much broader than that. So you can pray for schooling to expand, to educate young people in life skills, rather than repeat some of the studies year after year, to include true studies of how to live in harmony on this planet. It'd be fascinating to teach little ones, kindergartners through the early grades, how to heal a headache. Can you imagine what would happen in a family where the child goes home, the mother's got a bad headache, and nobody wants to say anything because you don't upset your mother? And instead, the 7-year-old, 9-year-old goes home and goes, Mommy, I think I could do something to help your headache. Can I put my hands on your temples? And they work the headache, and the headache goes away. And now mothering can happen. Family can happen. You see, we can do these interventions really early and make a vast difference in people's lives. And when you rescue one child from isolation, from despair, you include them in the heart of community, and you give them ways to participate and get their needs met, we get very different outcomes for that child and everyone they touch in their life. We could teach children the science of the body, how to spark oxytocin, the feel-good chemical, touch and hugs and interactions, how to spark serotonin through achieving success, how to give and receive praise, how to create all of these brain chemicals. So much of addiction is really going after those brain chemicals. So we'll speak more about that in our channelings this week. We love being with you, and we're choosing to channel live today, tomorrow, and Thursday. If you have questions you'd like to pose, you can post them here on Facebook or message. And if you'd like to enjoy a longer channeling, there'll be one on the 16th. It's called Satsang. It's an audience with the divine, where you'll have a chance to really ask personal questions and get deep, deep responses. The councils of light, the radiant guides on this side of the veil, love offering ourselves to you. We love being busy with giving you guidance, giving you support. Ask for questions. Ask for whatever it is you wish. Ask questions. We'll respond in some way. It may not seem as if we respond if you expect voices in your ear, and yet if you get really quiet, you'll have insights, you'll have hunches, you'll have ideas that come to you, intuitions, because what we wish is to collaborate with you. Channeling is way less about giving you answers and a lot more about how do we collaborate to where we're creating your life with you, through you, so the divine gets an experience of what it's like to be exactly you. Every human throughout history has been created differently. They're all as different as snowflakes. Why? Probably because the divine is infinitely curious. So if the Creatrix wants to create a gazillion incarnations through the ages that are all different, then it wants to experience itself through each of those different kinds of being. And the way that's possible is for you to be fully you. Be fully you, be who you are. It's in the design. We love you immensely. Blessed be.